Hey guys, Alex Costa here. We get about 100 customer emails a week asking for help. So we put together a series of educational videos to help you. Just a lot of fucking emails! And they're stupid! Hope you enjoy. And I'm not trying to insult you. I still love you. We still love you. So that's why we're making these videos, to help you or your friends actually get the education they need. So this is a Nidhogg series holster shell. We don't sell them just as the shell, but a lot of people ask, what's different between the Nidhogg versus the tactical outside the waistband? Well, tactical outside waistband would be a handmade holster made specifically with a G-code RTI or molded specifically for a Safariland QLS. The nice thing about the Nidhogg is we have all these holes back here. And these hole patterns are for Safariland, QLS, G-code RTI, and we actually added an extra hole pattern for Blade Tech, like the boss hanger from Blade Tech. So this takes 3 different types of mounting options. So if you do buy it for like a G-code RTI and you buy our Nidhogg series holster and you decide to switch over to Safariland, you don't need to buy a new holster. You just need to buy a different mounting solution. So that is why we developed the Nidhogg and why we have the different hole patterns. These are vacuum formed and CNC cut. A lot of people ask, a lot of people get confused when we say they are CNC'd. When we say they're CNC'd, that means that the tooling that we molded this on was a CNC cut mold. Also, we use the same CNCs as a router to trim out the perimeter of a holster. So that's why we say they are CNC cut holsters. They are vacuum formed. The tactical outside the waistbands that we sell are not vacuum formed. They are compression molded. It's a different production style. There's nothing wrong with it. They are almost identical. We design all of our CNC cut holsters to mimic our handmade goods that the company was built on. So that is the Nidhogg outside the waistband and why it's set up that way. We get a lot of questions about that. They are all optic cut, they are all suppressor height sight, and they are muzzle cut. So we have a Glock 34, muzzle sticks out, but it fits a 19. So if you want a 19 with a closed bottom, order a 34. If you don't, you want a multifunctional holster for Glocks, there you go. You can fit all of them in here. And you have lots of room for optics. It fits everything. So, Nidhogg. This is a standard outside the waistband holster. We have speed clips on it right now. I'm wearing Fjallraven pants. The belt loops suck to get out. I have a Blue Alpha Gear EDC belt here, their gun belt. It's awesome. This is the Cobra Hybrid. And what that means is it's got a Cobra belt buckle, but this side is the hybrid. This is the smaller side, so this will fit through most standard belt loops. I would usually run my outside the waistband standard holsters with pancake loops that we sell on the website. I like the pancake loops. They're a little bit smaller. They're tighter to the body. You can either run them in front or behind the Kydex. I like them because they are tighter to the body, but for the sake that my pants right now are a pain in the ass to take off the belt, we put the speed clips or speed hooks on right now so I can show how these set up. So you got a strong side holster, clips in, and these speed clips are very similar to the pancake loops. They're easy on, easy off. They do the same thing. We do sell 1.5 inch. This is like your standard loop that comes on your holster. The reason why we sell them with the standard loops, either 1.5 or 1.75, they're very large, and that just means that they fit a range of belt sizes and belt buckles and whatnot. The only downside to these is there is a little bit more play. So if you have a thinner belt or you're running a belt that is a little smaller, you're going to get some play. Also with our holsters, we got holes here. Just because we mount hardware to a set of holes doesn't mean that that's the end-all be-all setup. These holes are to adjust elevation, right? So if you're running a pistol and it's tipping away from the body and it's printing, move your belt clips up. just move them to the next hole pattern up so that you have more body contact against your gun, which keeps your gun more vertical. Easy as that. If you want your holster canted, you'll see a lot of companies that make outside the waistband holsters, and they will mold the cant into the holster. And when you mold a cant into the holster like this, now your hole patterns, your holster is way wider than it needs to be. You're basically adding this molded feature while still having vertical hole spacing for your belt clips, and the holsters become really wide. You can see this is a Glock 34 X300. Well, it's a very compact holster. If you want cant to your holster, you simply just adjust whatever side you want it to tip. You would just, lower this side, and it would, if you lower it in the front and leave this here, it tips the gun back. If you do the opposite, tips the gun forward. So you can basically offset your belt loops on our holsters to create forward and rearward cant of your pistol. Simple as that. It doesn't need to be molded into it. It is a modular functionality of the holster system. Benefits to carrying strong side outside the waistband with something like a pancake loop like these, which I prefer, or the speed hooks that we sell on our website. It's very tight to the body. You can run, right now I'm running this a little higher up. I like it a little higher up. Let's say I was carrying with a jacket or a sweatshirt, less muzzle will be sticking out the bottom of the sweatshirt. If you do like to strong side carry in the wintertime, or in general, summertime, baggier button down, gray is a preferred color. Human eyes do not pick up, gray does not, snap to someone's vision. It's not bright, it's not pattern. Gray is the most neutral color to the human eye spectrum. So if a little bit of a gray holster is hanging below a shirt, you're less likely to be noticed. And that is a proven fact. So this is how I run it. It's real comfortable, real tight to the body. Just give you a little rotate, you can see how tight it is. Grip of the gun barely sticks out. And this would be your ideal winter carry where you could still conceal strong side and you can get to your gun very simply. All right, so this is our ANR design Das Vidania sweatshirt. I'm wearing a 2X. You can see I'm strong side carrying that Glock 34. Sweatshirt hangs below the muzzle. Yes, I am printing. For all those in the comments are gonna say, oh, but you're still printing, I can still see it. The whole point is that you are lowering the visibility that you're carrying a strong-sided pistol. You're not gonna make your gun disappear in many cases, unless you're wearing a heavy jacket. But if you choose to carry with a sweatshirt on, you do have the capabilities of disguising or masking it to a higher degree. So strong side carry, still comfortable, obviously bending, it's gonna print, it's a handle of a gun. You're trying to hide a giant lump of metal and plastic in your pants. But here you go, I mean, it hides pretty well. And again, we prefer pancake style loops because they pull the gun tighter to the body and kind of spread it out. But if you need to get to your gun, it's there. You can do it two-handed. You can lift up with your support side and go for your gun, which is my preferred method. If you don't want to have gross body movement, you can casually lift your sweatshirt up and get it out of the way. Rule of thumb with holsters is one garment between you and your holster. So if you're wearing a jacket over your sweatshirt, put your sweatshirt in between your jacket and your gun. Or your gun and your jacket. So that would be sweatshirt carry, strong side outside the waistband. All right, jacket carry. If I'm carrying with a jacket on, I prefer to keep it unzipped as if I can. You know, a lot of cases you can't, it might be cold, might be snowing, inclement weather. Once you zip this jacket up, it makes it much harder to get to your gun. You can see, strong side carry, still not really printing, arm down, kind of hides the grip of the gun. But once you zip up, it makes it way harder to get to that firearm. So again, rule of thumb, one garment between you and your firearm, one accessible garment between you and your firearm. unzipped, need to get to your gun. Do a one-handed. You can brush it away one-handed. You might see some people on the internet actually reach behind their back, grab their jacket, and pull it out of the way for their gun. You can do it like that. I've tried it. It takes practice. If you want to get to it that way, you can. I think a lot of competition shooters with that sport where you have to conceal it. Why do you have to conceal a firearm for a shooting sport? I don't know. Anyway, so you can do it a couple different ways. Brush it out of the way and go for it, which I think is just more natural for me. But pulling it away from the offside, clearing it that way, you can still do it that way. But this would be my preferred way of carry. Outside the waistband, strong side, wintertime, fall, jacket. Nice thing about carrying a jacket with it unzipped, you got motion and movement, kind of masks your firearm on your hip. Then you can carry larger framed firearms with lights, optics, and all the bells and whistles. Shit, maybe even fit a suppressor in there. Obviously not in this holster, but could. All right, so in closing, we have a lot of different options between belt loops for standard outside the waistband holsters. Again, some people like to carry strong side, no matter what the season. You're not ever gonna hide a gun completely. You have to pick your garments and your wardrobe appropriately when carrying a giant lump of metal and plastic in your pants. You got lots of different options. We make all kinds of patterns and styles and models, but a lot of people prefer to carry large framed, full-size firearms, strong side on their body, and these are our favorite options for doing so. Thank you for watching.